Now, those years flow by, the teens of the 1200s, all sort of things are happening. And among the things that are happening is the Crusades, as Christian armies are gathered to try to take the holy places back in the Holy Land. And Francis felt a deep compulsion. Already in 1211 and 1212, he had tried to go down to Morocco. He'd gotten sick in Spain, and his other brothers went through Seville and went to Morocco to preach, because the Islamic armies had sort of put pressure on Europe, both from the right and from the left, up through Turkey and then up through Spain. And he left, we think, on a boat, and I'm not sure what line it was, or Venetian craft, or somehow he went to Acre. And so he was in the area of the Holy Land, the Crusader camp, and he stayed there for a month or so. Probably took him a month to get there. He leaves Italy at the middle or end of June in 1219. He's getting close to 40 years old now. He wants to preach to the Muslims about Jesus, because the particular thing that the Muslims taught was that Jesus was not the Son of God. So that was his mission. And then he arrives in Acre in the end of July. He talks with the knights about their various endeavors and plans. And then he travels over to the camp that's besieging the Sultan Malik in the entrance to the Nile River in the top of Egypt there. And he arrives there at the end of August. There's a great defeat of the Christian army on the 29th of August. And he stays there for about 3 weeks. And he then decides to go see the Sultan himself. Again, a mystery how this can occur. The Sultan should have killed him. But the Sultan sees from afar that this man is being surrounded by soldiers, and the man is claiming, I want to be taken to your Sultan on a mission for God. I want to preach to him. And the Sultan says, don't kill him, bring him close to me and let me talk to him. And he's deeply impressed by Francis. And they have discussions, evidently, for several days. And then Francis at one point says, I want to prove to you that my God is the true God, and I will challenge your theologians to walk with me into a fire, and we will see which one of us is protected. And then none of the theologians on the other side agreed to do it. And the Sultan said, well, I'm very impressed with your courage. I will meditate on all that you've said to me. And he doesn't convert, but he does speak respectfully of Francis. And a lot of people have said this is a model for interreligious dialogue, where they at least can talk and speak. And Francis was evangelizing the leader of the Muslim forces, but his whole life was a preaching of the coming into the world of the incarnate Son of God. And this is the famous fresco again of Giotto, because Francis, in his respect for all creatures, also became famous for an incident where he preached even to the birds. Now, we have to be aware that in Francis, we can't oversimplify or make it too sort of trendy and silly. Francis felt a sense of respect for natural things, and he preached to all things about the glory and beauty and of Christ. However, he was not a kind of simple nature devotee, and in a way his image needs to be preserved from making him into just an environmentalist. He was certainly respectful of the environment, and all of us ought to be, but he saw it in the light of Christ. And Father Tony, do you have any reflection on this evangelical?
Yeah, there's an interesting point here, Bob. Both the visit to the Sultan, I think it's interesting because Francis really wanted to die a martyr going to the Sultan. He envisioned a glorious martyrdom, that he would be killed by the Sultan. And that didn't happen, as you explained. But it's interesting because Francis developed trachoma, which is a terrible eye disease, which almost blinded him. And, you know, you have the eyes oozing full of pain. And that was the martyrdom that God chose for him. I'm just reflecting a little bit in this time of coronavirus, you know, that which is terrible, a terrible scourge. But in a sense, we're all living a kind of martyrdom. We can offer this up for others, for the sake of the conversion, the salvation of our souls, the souls of others, whatever God chooses for us. Maybe we had plans, different plans, how our life would be, but God allows this time for a reason.